Hey there, Nancy Drew Clue crew. I'm Maura, and welcome to another video walkthrough of the Nancy Drew game series. Today I'm playing the Haunted Carousel, the 8th game in this series, so let's go ahead and get started.
Welcome to my latest case, the Haunted Carousel. To start playing, choose either Junior or Senior Detective.
Junior Detective.
Well, here I am at Captain's Cove Amusement Park, about to try to figure out what's behind all the weird things that have been happening here lately. First, a horse just disappeared off the carousel one night. Then, a little later, the carousel started spinning around all by itself in the dead of night, as if it was haunted or something. And then, last week, the roller coaster suddenly stopped in mid-ride for no apparent reason. Nobody was seriously hurt, but the park was shut down until the city knows for sure what caused the accident. I'm here because Paula Santos, the park's owner, is a friend of Dad's. She's putting me up at the Captain's Quarters Hotel, which is next to the park. I'm supposed to head over there right now and meet with a security guard named Harlan Bishop. I hope I don't let Paula down. Wish me luck. Ever yours, Nancy. P.S. There's a rumor going around that the park is cursed. Creepy, huh?
Creepy to you, maybe, but I don't believe in curses. Alright, so this is the first game in which Nancy has a cell phone and her laptop, and on it we can look at things to do in the journal. And in this game and the next game, Danger on Deception Island, when things are done, it automatically is checked off. We can also check Nancy's email. Got helpful tips from Sassy Detective Online. That's that magazine to which she's subscribed. Here's a room service menu.
All right.
Looks like we can order some food later. But now let's go into the park and meet Harlan. Now look at this phony and obvious pun on Sony television.
Rolf Kessler.
Will the young lady who just entered the park please turn immediately and enter the whale's mouth directly to her left? Thank you.
Here he is.
Well, from the way you just marched right on in here past all those sorry we're closed signs, you're either who I think you are or you're one determined gatecrasher.
If you think I'm Nancy Drew, you're right.
That's a relief. It's too early in the day to go sicking the cops on anybody. I'm Harlan Bishop.
Must be pretty boring around here with the park closed.
Not really. In fact, I begged Miss Santos to keep me on while the park's closed. Even agreed to a pay cut.
You must really like your job.
I've only worked here for a couple of weeks. I figured staying on while the park was closed would help me get up to speed on all the equipment and such.
Where did you work before you came here?
Oh, I worked in a store.
Look at him. He
store.
sounds like he's hesitating and searching for an answer.
In Flemington, not around here.
So is this
Is he
your
hiding
first
something,
encounter with
maybe?
a haunted amusement park ride?
Somebody swiped a horse off a carousel and now it's malfunctioning. The police don't think it's that big a deal, and frankly, neither do I.
What about the roller coaster?
Accidents happen. Of course, Ingrid will tell you that these so-called accidents are really the result of the park's karma getting bent out of shape by negative energy or some such gobbledygook.
Who's Ingrid?
Ingrid Corey. You'll probably meet her. She's working during the shutdown, too. She's the park's chief engineer. Believes in all this wacky new age psychobiogenic stuff. Like if you eat food served by a waiter who's in a bad mood, you'll get scurvy or something.
Is anyone else in the park now?
Elliot Chen, he's the art director. Hardly ever see him. Busy guy. And Joy Trent, park bookkeeper. In fact, she's your next stop.
She is?
Miss Santos's orders. Joy pays all the bills, so she knows pretty much everything that's going on. Plus, she'll give you an access card. Miss Santos wants you to have the run of the place.
That would certainly help.
Wait, hang on. I know Joy won't give you one of these, so I will. Here you go. It's a Captain's Cove fun card. Lets you ride the rides and play the games on the Midway. Come back to me if you burn through that one and need another.
Why wouldn't Joy give me one of these?
Well, see, Joy's just kind of joyless. It'd never occur to her that you might want to have some fun while you're here. Of course, she's a newbie too, like me. Maybe she'll come around. Anyway, here's a map of the park. I put an X where Joy's office is.
I see you have a security camera trained on the carousel. Does that mean you got the theft of that carousel horse on tape?
We didn't start monitoring the carousel until after the theft, but we do have one of those so-called hauntings on tape. Want to see it?
That'd be great!
I got the tape right here, all queued up. I played it for the police. Like I said before, they weren't real impressed. There's no sound, on the tape at least. The band organ started up when the carousel did. Stayed on for about 30 seconds, then stopped.
Did you notice that burst of static just before the carousel started to turn?
Probably just a glitch in the tape. We use them over and over.
Have you tried to prove your screwed up wiring theory?
I ain't no cop. But now that you're here, maybe you can prove it for me.
I'll see you around.
Sounds good.
The phone number for the police. That might come in handy.
Yes, it will. All right, let's go meet Joy.
Hello?
Hi, Nancy. It's Paula Santos. I was wondering when I'd hear from you. Have you been out to the park?
Yes, I have.
I forgot to tell you. All the rides are shut down except for the carousel. I thought you might need to see it in action. But please, take a good look at the roller coaster, even if you can't ride it.
First chance I get.
Great. Feel free to inspect the tracks all you want. I'm sure you'll do a better job than the police. They looked around for 5 minutes, then left. Said as long as the insurance company was going to investigate, why should they?
I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
I can't wait to hear what you turn up. Call me as often as you like. My phone's on and with me 24/7. Oh, and one more thing. Call me Paula.
All right. Goodbye, Paula.
Hello, are you Nancy?
Yes, I am. You're Joy?
Joy Trent. Sorry about the mess. So, I'm supposed to give you an access card.
No hurry. If you're in the middle of something, please go ahead and finish up.
That's okay. I just as soon get this little farce over.
Excuse me?
You're only here because it makes it look like Paula Santos had nothing to do with any of this cursed garbage.
Are you saying she did have something to do with it?
I've seen how Paula runs the park. All she wants is to get more and more people through that gate. And what better way to do that than with a carousel that's allegedly haunted?
But why would she sabotage the roller coaster? She can't make any money with a park shut down.
She probably just didn't know the park would be shut down.
Is Miss Santos aware of the way you feel about her?
Of course not. I don't want to get fired. Besides, nobody's been hurt, except that glorified con artist who claims his neck got injured, Lance Huffington. And the truth is, Paula offered me this job because she knew I needed the money. And I'm not entirely ungrateful. My father died recently. His estate is in bankruptcy. He used to be co-owner of the park. 2 years ago, he suffered a huge financial setback, and he had to sell his share to Paula. When he died 2 months ago, he was flat broke. Paula could have bailed him out, but she didn't. Frankly, I think the reason she hired me was guilt.
Be that as it may, I'd still like to talk to some of the other employees.
Of course. But before I forget, here's your access card. That should get you into all the private areas of the park. But if you run into problems, don't come to me. Ask the chief engineer, Ingrid Corey. Her office is by the haunted house. The only other people in the park right now are Harlan Bishop and the art director, Elliot Chin. His studio is right by the treasure chest souvenir shop. But try not to bug him.
Does he not like to be disturbed?
He's behind in his work and needs to catch up. Miss Santos has been getting on my case about it. Well, I think you have everything, so if you'll excuse me.
Oh, right. Thanks for all your help. Sorry if I disturbed you. Maybe I should give Detective Paris a call. Hidden jewels. Maybe that's what whoever stole that carousel horse was after. Jewels from that heist.
It's a thought.
The haunted house used to be a ballroom. How's that for irony?
Now there's the report about Lance Huffington supposed injury. Alright, now let's look around.
This takes an employee access card. I wonder what the deal is with this red tag. It needs another part. Uh-oh, looks like it's out of order.
Wonder why we can't get in. Well, I guess we'll have to go to Ingrid for help. Before I forget, I have to exit out to do it, but we can ride the carousel. And yes, there's a reason we need to. Reason we
Let's go for a spin on the
ride it.
carousel. By the way, you have 4 fun credits left on your card. Enjoy the ride. The carousel will be starting in 3 seconds, so hang on tight. And don't forget to try for the brass ring.
Yeehaw! Here comes the brass ring. Get ready. Gotcha!
I hate this puzzle because if you try to reach it if you go past it too far, or if you try to reach for it too early, you're gonna fall over and you'll be booted off the case. So luckily I grabbed it just at the right time. And is this brass ring gonna come in handy? Oh yes it is. But not till the end of the game. Alright, now that that's done, let's go meet Ingrid because we're running into these technical problems.
Looking for someone?
If you're Ingrid Corey, not anymore.
That's me. Ordinarily, I don't do the hands-on work, and I'd be able to shake your hand, Ms.
I'm sorry, Drew. Nancy Drew. I'm helping Ms. Santos discover what's behind these carousel hauntings. Okay if I ask you some questions?
Sure. Oh, my. You've got B3 issues.
I do?
Vitamin B3. Niacin. The vibe you're giving off tells me you're low. Nothing that some natural peanut butter on a slice of whole wheat bread once a day won't fix.
Harlan Bishop mentioned that some of your beliefs concerning food were somewhat unconventional.
It just seems obvious to me that what you eat, as well as the psycho-spiritual conditions under which you eat it, results in what you are, that's all.
Are you sure you're an engineer?
Got a Bachelor of Science degree from Ohio State and everything. I like surprising people. Unpredictability is what makes life interesting.
Miss Santos asked me to figure out why weird things have been happening around here lately.
What's to figure out? Someone stole a horse off the carousel and now the park is cursed.
Why would someone steal a carousel horse?
Money. I hear they can be very valuable.
Could I see the blueprints of the roller coaster so you can show me exactly where on the track it stopped?
I've looked all over for those blueprints and can't find them anywhere. I'm sure one of the other engineers knows where they are, but I'm afraid I don't. Sorry.
How well do you know Harlan Bishop?
I know he's an ex-bouncer from Trenton. I also know it drives him nuts that this is one of the few places in the park he doesn't have a key for.
I'd like to take a closer look at the roller coaster, but the access card reader doesn't work. It's got this red tag on it.
Right. I was in the process of upgrading its main circuitry board. I'm afraid you're going to have to wait until I finish here. Unless you'd like to do it for me.
Do you really think I could handle it?
It's not exactly brain surgery. All you have to do is follow the schematic inside the reader. Here's the new macro resistor. When you see the board, you'll be able to see where it goes. You'll need to solder it in place. Which means you're going to have to get my soldering gun from Elliot Chen. Here's the engineering handbook I put together. If you have questions about park-related electronics, it'll answer them. Keep it as long as you like. When you're all done, remove the red tag and take it to Harlan. That way he'll know it's safe to turn the power back on to the reader.
That's not my cell phone. It must be yours. Are you going to answer it?
No, that would be rude. I'll just call them back. So, once you get that tool from Elliot, you should be all set.
I don't seem to be having much luck using my access card. Am I doing something wrong?
I deactivated most of the readers because of the shutdown. As soon as I get done here, I'll get them online again. Sorry. Hey, if you come across a pair of pliers, hang on to them, okay? Mine are missing. Someone must have walked off with them.
Do you mind having to work during the shutdown?
Not a bit. Keeping those card readers functioning is practically a full-time job all by itself. Plus, I happen to adore my job.
Any advice on how to go about fixing the Midway game that's broken?
It needs to be reprogrammed. Open up the back. Should be some instructions on the clipboard. Check that handbook I gave you if they're too cryptic for you. But you'll also need the plug-in keyboard. And unfortunately, I have no idea where it is. One of my guys probably left it in the park somewhere.
Thanks for your help.
No big deal.
Whoa, that's a very cool looking car. Alright, let's go to Elliot's and get the soldering gun.
Hang on, I'll be right with you.
Take your time.
Uh-oh.
Out. And do not come back unless and until Joy Trent calls me. Okay?
Okay.
Then leave a note for Joy to call Elliot.
Who are you and what are you doing?
Who said that?
I said that over here on top of the cabinet. Keep going. Over here. Please identify yourself.
Well, my name is Nancy Drew.
Digital representations of your voice and image have been entered into my memory circuits. Nancy Drew.
How come you didn't speak up before when I was in here talking to Joy?
I cannot interact with my environment when my visual and oral sensors are covered.
Do you have a name?
I am Miles, the Magnificent Memory Machine. I receive and process video and audio input and make appropriate pre-programmed verbal responses.
Who programmed you?
It is my turn to ask a question. Nancy Drew, why are you here when Joy is not?
Elliot Chen is kind of upset with me. I need to write her a note to call him.
There is a pad for leaving messages on the desk.
So, who programmed you?
Responding to the non-Joy entity is an unnecessary drain on my power units and is heretofore disallowed.
What does that mean? Hello? Miles? I guess it means he's not going to talk to me anymore.
Well, then let's just leave the note.
I can use this to leave a note for Joy to call Elliot.
These images sort of look like one of those in Ghost Dogs Moon Lake.
Looks like Joy's a pencil chewer. Hello?
Hi, Nancy. It's Paula Santos. You know, I just had a thought. There's a newspaper article and photo in Joy's office that I want you to be sure to take a look at. They're in a frame on the wall.
I may have seen them. What are they about?
They're a little piece of park history. The guy in the photo found a bunch of jewels that had been stolen in a heist years ago and stashed away on one of the rides at Captain's Cove. The police said there was a good chance more jewels would turn up.
Maybe that's why someone stole that carousel horse, because there were jewels hidden inside it.
My thoughts exactly. I called the detective that was in charge of the investigation back then. His name is KJ Paris. He's going to call you. Oops, I gotta run. I just wanted to give you a heads up.
All right. Goodbye, Paula.
Alright, let's see what this place has to offer.
What is that noise? Sounds like it's coming from below.
That one's got a red tag on it too.
Just an old radiator. Hello?
This is Detective KJ Paris, Captain's Cove Police Department. Paula Santos asked me to call you. Said it concerned that heist out at Captain's quarters 23 years ago.
Well, I was thinking maybe the reason that horse was stolen off the carousel at Captain's Cove 2 weeks ago was because somebody thought there were jewels from that heist inside it.
Never occurred to me, but it's possible, I suppose. The thief's name was Chaz Dunning. Died in prison about a year ago. I'll tell you what, I'll make some calls, try to see if there was somebody he confided in before he died. Somebody who was recently released.
That would be fantastic.
Well, as soon as I know something, you'll know something.
Thanks, Detective Paris. It was great talking to you.
Ditto.
Alright, I meant to go here to the Midway games. So let's reprogram this. Oh, and look at this. Had to fight the power relay switch to work right. Nick F. Reference to Nicholas Falcone from the final scene. Alright, so...
The keyboard is missing.
I got it now. So we need to put in super and the serial number, which is on the back of this, KM5200. Alright, now it's reprogrammed.
If I play this game, I can win a seashell and a mermaid.
Let's play it.
Barnacle Blast. Looks like you have 3 fun credits left on your card. Now blast all those nasty barnacles off the ship.
I'm not very crazy about this game though, because what you need to do is by blasting the barnacles off the ship, you need that, see that ball? You need to make sure this platform under it will catch it, otherwise it restarts and that's not fun. See? There it goes. But it's all in the arrow keys to move this. You don't need the mouse for the time being. Oh, good. Now just one more level, luckily. You hit the space bar to get it moving. Then you maneuver the arrow keys to move this. And yes, if I have to try again, then I sometimes curse out loud, but to avoid that, I'll just go say like SpongeBob, barnacles. That's fitting for this game, don't you think? I mean, for this mini game, anyway. Okay, I actually failed a couple of times before this, but I cut them out. I decided to cut them out because I don't want this video to go on longer than I think it should. Alright, now let's play the other games. So we can see what prizes we get.
Play Swimmer Beach. You have 2 fun credits left on your card. Your mission is to get the swimmer to the beach.
Alright, I got it before the sun could change. Long before the hurricane would hit. Alright, squid toss.
Ahoy, matey! Welcome to the squid toss. After this, you'll just have 1 fun credit left on your card. Catapult the squid through the hoop.
Alright, so you have to pick where you think it is and how much you have to adjust this for aiming into the hoop. So this is pretty low level, so I picked shrimp and I'm gonna just turn it once. This is higher, so dolphin, turn once. And if you get it wrong, then game over for you, and you'll lose that credit on the card. So that's the highest peak at whale, so I'm gonna just turn once and then launch. I'll come back to get the prizes later, but we're done there. Let's see if we can talk to Elliot now.
Wow, Miss Destructo returns.
You talked to Joy?
Imagine my surprise when she told me you're a detective.
Amateur detective.
I hear you're out to solve the curse of Captain's Cove.
How do you explain what's been going on around here?
What do I know? I'm just an artist. Go ask our naturopathic engineer person.
Do you have any idea who stole that horse off the carousel?
Somebody who's into junk.
That's odd. Ingrid said carousel horses can be very valuable.
Well, when they're the original horses, they can be valuable, yes, but I was talking about the one that was stolen. It was not an original. Around 20 years ago, somebody bought one of the horses off the carousel. The guy who owned the park back then commissioned some hack to replace it.
And that's the horse that was stolen. The replacement?
Right.
The fact that the park is shut down must be kind of a relief for you.
You mean because I'm behind in my work? I'd be lying if I said the shutdown wasn't helping me get caught up. Meeting deadlines has never been my forte. But I certainly hope you're not suggesting that I arranged for the park to be shut down by somehow manufacturing this curse thing, because that would be ridiculous.
Ingrid said you have her soldering gun. I need to get it from you, if that's okay.
You bet. Here you go. Been meaning to return it to her, but I've been a little busy.
Great. Thanks. Do you see much of the other people who are working during the shutdown? Like Joy Trent or that security guard, Harlan Bishop?
Nah. Joy Trent, she's like invisible even when she's visible, if you get my drift. And that rent-a-cop, I've got no desire to see anything of him.
Why do you say that?
Dude is way too eager to make my business his business, that's all.
I'll let you get back to work.
Rock on.
Let's look around before I do anything else.
At this?
No, go right ahead.
A book on carousel. Cool. Wow, a lathe. Could I have some of these tissue strips?
Be my guest.
Would it be okay if I took some tape? It might come in handy.
Help yourself.
But he won't let us look at this.
May I help you?
Alright, let's go fix that.
This takes an employee access card. Better not take the tag until I fix this.
Alright, so we have to set it to 15 ohms. This is what that's worth 5, that's 10. So we better connect them. You don't want to have it more than that, and you don't want to have this turned on while you're repairing this, because then you'll get electrocuted and Nancy's once again booted off the case.
There, that looks right.
Alright, let's take this to Harlan then.
Hey, Nancy, what's up?
I'm afraid I got off on the wrong foot with Elliot. I spilled paint all over something he'd been working on.
Ooh, not good. The guy's already about a month behind in his work.
Any idea why he's so far behind?
He's a procrastinator. Doesn't really like to work, so he does whatever he can to avoid it. Puts things off till the last minute. Me, I get stuff done right away. You do too, I'll bet.
Well, I try. Has he always been behind?
I guess he was doing okay up until about a month ago. Way I hear it, if he doesn't get caught up like fast, he's gonna be waving bye-bye like soon.
Could you turn the power back on to the card reader outside the roller coaster? It's all fixed. Here's the tag.
You bet. I'll just switch the circuit back on and you'll be all set.
Ingrid said you told her that you were a bouncer before you came to work here. In Trenton, not Flemington.
Right. I was. For a while. I've held almost every guard-type job there is. Lived in a lot of different places, too. Trenton, Jersey City, Flemington, Cape May.
I'll see you around.
Knock 'em dead.
It's locked.
Oh, yeah.
This looks like one of Joy's. Ow!
Uh-oh.
I'm trapped. Uh-oh.
I don't think that was a mere coincidence.
To get my buttons, I need to switch the tracks.
Gotta work
somehow.
fast, because otherwise that's gonna run
Looks like I
over
have
a
to
foot.
reconnect these wires.
And you reconnect them like this. Wrong.
Now I can turn the power.
If they're incorrect,
These are
yes,
properly connected.
you'll get electrocuted too. Yeah, there's a little victory relief music there. Oh, look at that. A scarlet hand, much like Secret of the Scarlet Hand. Cute, cheeky little reference here.
Time to start crawling. This goes to the space underneath the carousel.
I wonder what that is.
That is.
Though, if you pick it up by pressing the red button,
I don't move, I'm gonna get skewered.
gotta get out of the way fast, otherwise it's game over.
Up there. Looks like a letter.
There's a lot of fatal errors in this game. Huh. We'll have to come back and after we find a way to get it.
Need something? Do you ever talk to the other people who are working during the shutdown?
I'm not very good at socializing. I couldn't even tell you what any of them look like, quite frankly. I go to work, I go home. That's pretty much my life.
Someone activated the roller coaster while I was standing on the tracks just now. I barely managed to escape.
Really? Are you sure it was on purpose? Maybe you accidentally tripped a switch or something.
It was no accident. Does this pencil I found by the tracks look familiar?
That looks like one of mine. But I didn't leave it there. I mean, just because you found one of my pencils, that hardly proves I'm guilty of something.
Joy, while you were gone, the Nancy Drew entity came in here and snooped.
You were snooping around in here?
Well, I was leaving you a note. You know, to call Elliot.
An analysis of sensory input shows that the Nancy Drew entity entered the immediate area during your absence and exhibited non-random seeking behavior.
I was just trying to do the job Ms. Santos asked me to do. I didn't know I was being watched.
My father was a frustrated inventor. After he died, I discovered that in his study. In his will, he said he made it just for me. I don't have room in my apartment, so I brought him here. I keep him covered when I know I'm going to have company. As you noticed, he can be kind of a blabbermouth.
The word blabbermouth is without meaning to Miles, the magnificent memory machine.
Does he do anything else besides blabber?
My father said he invented Miles in order to reacquaint me with my childhood. It always bothered him that I was never as happy-go-lucky as he was. What am I, Miles?
Joy Trent is a party-pooping stick in the mud.
So my father programmed him with a bunch of riddles designed to reconnect me with long-lost memories from my childhood.
That sounds fascinating.
I don't see it that way at all. I don't want to relive my childhood. My mother died when I was 4.
My mother died when I was really young, too. Maybe I could help you.
I should be mad that you were snooping around in here. But the truth is, I think it's neat that you're so gutsy. Especially since I'm so not gutsy. Oh, what the heck. Okay, Miles, let's hear the first riddle.
Here is the first riddle. Listen carefully. To be told a truth long since put away, bring me the silvery remains of a 4-bit day.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I knew it would be a waste of time.
Don't give up yet. Maybe I'll turn up something in the course of my investigation.
Do what you want, but I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Nancy.
Nancy, you're a procrastinator's dream. Know that? Come in. Ask me questions. Ask me lots of questions.
I know you're busy, but I was hoping you could maybe help me solve a riddle. If I asked you for the silvery remains of a 4-bit day, what would you give me?
A riddle. I love riddles. Okay, let's see. Silvery remains has to be something silver that's left over, right? Okay, now, if 2-bit means worth a quarter, 4-bit would mean worth 2 quarters. Quarters. Captain's quarters, maybe?
What about the word day?
Captain's quarters day. Day, spelled D-A-E, as in Sunday. That's it. There's this fantastic sundae you can get only at the hotel. They call it a fun day. It's been their specialty for like centuries. Comes with a souvenir spoon. Silvery, as in spoon, get it?
That must be it. Thank you.
Next riddle, come on. I'm on a roll, baby. I'm in a groove. Bring it on.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thanks a lot.
I don't think he wants to go back to work. Alright, so we can go to the Captain's Quarters Hotel and order a fun day.
Hotel operator, what do you want?
Are you the regular operator?
I'm filling in for my cousin Amber. She took the week off on account of the amusement park being shut down. You don't want an outside line, do you?
Actually, I have a cell phone.
Good. Use it. An outside line will cost you an arm and a leg. Besides, I'm not sure how to get you one. So, Miss Oren...
But before I do that, let's order the other
that's
foods.
Drew? Nancy Drew?
Sorry, my cousin's handwriting reeks. So, what do you want, Miss Drew?
I'd like to order the hamburger platter with milk instead of a soft drink.
One hamburger platter with moo juice. It'll be there in a few. Anything else?
That's it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Let's order that other meal and then we'll order the fun day.
Hotel operator, what do you want?
I'd like to order the pasta and veggie platter with orange juice instead of a soft drink, please.
Health nut, huh? Well, whatever. Anything else?
That's it. Thanks a lot.
No prob. Hotel operator, what do you want?
I'd like to order a fun day, please.
2,480 calories worth of sheer heaven plus one official fun day souvenir spoon coming right up. Anything else?
That's it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Oh, that was so good.
Alright, let's bring him the spoon.
Any luck? I'm pretty sure Miles wants us to bring him the souvenir spoon you get when you order a fun day sundae at the captain's quarters. I have one right here.
Give it to Miles and see what happens.
Lay it on me. The scan is complete. The object is correct. Your mother used to take you for a Sunday at the captain's quarters almost every week. Do you remember, Joy?
The captain's quarters fun day. I do remember that. I was so small, I always had to sit on my mother's lap to eat it. I wish I could remember what she looked like.
Don't you have a picture of her?
You were very little when your mother died, Joy. Your grief came out as anger. Before your father could stop you, you destroyed every picture of your mother that he had.
I did that? No, my father told me he had gotten rid of them. He always said some things are better left forgotten. Oh my gosh, I'm the reason I have nothing to remember her by.
I'm sure your father helped you shut out the truth in order to spare your feelings.
The older your father got, Joy, the more he realized that life is nothing but memories. He realized that even bad memories have a place in a good life. That is why he invented Miles the Magnificent Memory Machine. Here is the second riddle. This one is written down. Please remove it.
It's just a blank piece of paper.
You
Or is it?
and your mother used to love to play this game, Joy.
Once again, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Don't give up yet.
If you still want to help me, please, Nancy, keep going. I feel like a door somewhere is starting to creak open. I'm kind of scared to open it, but I also kind of know I have to.
I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
I really appreciate your help.
Oh. Yeah, I was just checking out something. I wasn't sure if it should be there or not. Well, as it turns out, according to a new email, Sassy Detective hint, if that's not just a blank piece of paper, there's lemon juice on it. So we gotta find something hot to unveil the words in the lemon juice. And we do that by turning on this iron.
The first 8 notes of your favorite band organ tune, plus 1 mouth organ, plus 1 smidgen of talent, equals 1 happy Miles.
Okay, when we're done, we gotta make sure we turn the iron off, otherwise it'll burn the hotel down and we'll get a call from Paula saying that happened and we'll boot it off the case.
Any luck? There was a message written in lemon juice on that piece of paper Miles gave us. We're to play the first 8 notes of your favorite band organ tune on a mouth organ for Miles.
My favorite band organ tune? I don't even know what a band organ is. Or a mouth organ either, for that matter.
A band organ is what usually plays the music you hear when you ride a carousel.
And a mouth organ is a harmonica. You used to play the harmonica for your mother all the time, Joy. Your favorite tune was the one you heard on the carousel?
It couldn't have been. I never rode the carousel. I always thought it was stupid. I thought all the rides in the park were stupid.
Is that all you can tell us, Miles?
I have been programmed to give you one hint. The tune is on the 3rd roll. You will have to think about this one. End of hint.
It's all yours, Detective. As usual, I'm stumped.
I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Thanks, Nancy.
Okay, okay, the hint lies in with here. Miles said you have to think about this one, so
have to call Tink.
so that's what it means. You have to call Tink, the person who's in charge of the carousel.
Yeah, this is Tink.
Yes, hello. My name is Nancy Drew.
I never heard of you.
Yes, I know. I'm trying to help Ms. Santos figure out what caused the roller coaster accident that shut down Captain's Cove.
So why are you calling me? I run a carousel. I don't know from coasters.
Well, to make a long story short, I need to find out the name of the band organ song that's on the 3rd roll.
What for?
That's kind of where the long story part comes in.
I haven't got time for long stories. Besides, how do I know you even know Miss Santos?
Okay, to get your number, I had to get the band organ open, right? And to get the band organ open, I had to have an access card. And to get an access card...
You'd have to know Miss Santos. Yeah, I get your point. Problem is, I got no idea what song's on the 3rd roll. Only way you're gonna find out is to play it.
Does a band organ still play paper rolls?
You bet. Just flip the switch from CD to roll. Of course, you're gonna need roll 3, won't you? It's in the cabinet in the gear room.
Are all the rolls of music in the cabinet?
That's right. 18, 9, 39. That's a combination. Oh, and one more thing. You're gonna have a problem when you go to load the roll on account of... Oh,
Okay, let's get to the cabinet.
Let's see. Miles said the song is on the 3rd roll. This must be it. This looks a little like the inside of my aunt's player piano. The take-up dowel is broken.
That's what he was trying to tell us. We're going to have a problem when we load it because the dowel is broken. But luckily, we're going to have to make a new one in Elliot's studio.
Hello?
Hi, Nancy. KJ Paris. I got some preliminary info on that jewel thief. You know Chaz Dunning?
Great, let's hear it.
Okay. Before he died, he got to be real good buddies with his cellmate at New Jersey State Prison. And his cellmate was paroled less than 2 months ago.
Do you know the guy's name?
Well, apparently he's used a lot of aliases. The guy I talked to wasn't sure which name he was released under, but he did give me a description. Dark hair, medium build, clean shaven, heavy Jersey accent. Like I said, I'm still in the process of making calls. I just thought I'd let you know what I had so far.
Thanks, Detective. You've been a big help. It's locked.
Well, if there's a way to find out, well, do that. Oh, Harlan's gone too. Well, look at this. Why is it highlighted? Because it is the combination to his locker.
Louis G. Wonder who that is. Best way to find out is to call him. Wonder what's on here. I'll just play it and find out. It looks like Harlan's been spying on Ingrid. I better put this back where I found it.
Right, let's call that Luis Guerra.
State Border Patrol, Louis Guerra's office.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, State Border Parole, Louis Guerra's office.
You mean Mr. Guerra works with people who've just been released from prison?
That's correct. But he's out of the office right now. Would you like to leave a message?
Yes, please. Would you have him call Nancy Drew?
Concerning?
Harlan Bishop. I believe he's a client of Mr. Guerra's.
Is Harlan up to something he shouldn't be?
I'm not sure yet. Would you happen to know what prison he was in?
You're going to have to wait and ask Mr. Guerra that question. What was the name?
Nancy Drew. My number is 523-555-4399. That's my cell phone. He can call me anytime.
I'll let him know.
Thank you.
Before I do anything else, yeah, I want to look in here.
Call LH about results. LH. Lance Huffington, maybe? Wow, that's one expensive watch.
Wow, it's gorgeous.
Hello? Hi, it's Paula. Just thought I'd check in, see how you're doing.
Actually, I'm kind of glad you called.
Why? What's going on?
I'm afraid I've discovered something kind of disturbing about Harlan.
What, that he's an ex-con? I know.
You do?
It was the first thing out of his mouth when he applied for the job. He said being an outstanding security guard would prove to everyone once and for all that he's gone straight.
I also found out that he used a security camera to get the code to Ingrid's work area. And he fits the description of the jewel thief cellmate that Detective Paris gave me.
Oh, now that's disturbing. But I'm still going to give Harlan the benefit of the doubt until I have good reason not to. I appreciate your bringing this to my attention, though.
All right. Goodbye, Paula.
Usually Harlan might be alerted soon afterwards, and he'll call us to his office.
All right, break time.
You sure you don't mind?
Are you kidding?
But
As long
I'll
as you're
wait
here,
to
I have a
just do
legitimate
this
reason
now.
for not working. I don't mind one iota.
I need to make a dowel to replace this broken one from the band organ. Would it be all right if I used your equipment? I won't make a mess, I promise.
Sure. Got a lathe, wooden rods, safety goggles. Knock yourself out. I gotta go run an errand, though, so try not to cut off any appendages until I get back.
Okay,
That's a Poppy Dada.
reference to an unseen character from Secret of the Scarred Hand. So here we have to measure how big we need to make it. Oh, look at this. Horsetails?
Horsetails.
Now that he's gone, let's look at that magazine he wouldn't let me see earlier.
If Elliot wrote this guy's number down, maybe I should too. Wow.
That's a lot of wood.
364 feet. That's a lot of wood.
Okay, here's the lathe. Oh, gotta make sure we put the goggles
It's all
on.
fun and games
Because
until
if you
somebody
don't,
loses
you'll
an
get
eye.
wood in your eye and then you're injured there and you're booted off the case again. Okay,
Oops, I don't need another rod. I've already got one.
okay. Has to be set here.
That looks
All right.
perfect. Better leave these goggles here.
Alright, now let's go take that to the carousel. And finally listen to the music. Oh, before I forget, let's call Lance Huffington and see what that's about.
Talk to me.
Yes, hi. Is this Lance Huffington?
You betcha. Who's this?
Well, I'm Nancy Drew. I work with Ingrid Corey. I'm kind of her unofficial assistant here at the park. She tells me everything.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was wondering if she'd called you yet. You know, about the results.
Yeah, she called me.
And what did you tell her?
Everything's great. Her plan worked. I'm glad she shared it with me. Life's good. At least it will be when the trial's over and the settlement's in the bank. Whoa, speaking of which, I gotta go. I'm due in court. What'd you say your name was?
Nancy.
Well, Nancy, next time you call me, you could very well be talking to a multi-millionaire. Ta-ta.
Bye.
Even from the way he talks, he sounds like arrogant and cocky and suave, smooth. Okay, first we have to switch from CD to roll.
I need a replacement dowel.
Yeah. All right. The way we can see the music coming out is we use the tissue strips and the tape for that. All right, we got the notes A, E, D, E, F, E, A, E. All right, now we have to go get a harmonica from Midway Games using the tokens we won.
Will Nancy Drew
Here we
please
go.
report immediately to the security office? And by immediately, I mean don't even think about doing anything else.
I better go to Harlan's. He sounds mad.
I just got off the phone with Miss Santos. Where do you get off telling her I'm some kind of jewel-thieving peeping Tom?
She called you?
Of course she called. She hired me because she thought I deserved a second chance. She wanted to make sure I hadn't betrayed her trust, which I hadn't, by the way.
I know that now, and I'm really sorry.
I figured if I did a good job here, it would prove to everybody once and for all that I was totally trustworthy. That I was more than just an ex-con. A lot more. Okay, so maybe I'm trying a little too hard. Maybe people's entry codes should be off limits. It's just that this job means everything to me. I don't want to screw it up.
I guess I was a little overzealous too. I'm really sorry. I'll see you around.
Before I forget though, I want to go to talk to Ingrid about Lance Huffington and
Still on the case, I see.
Other things. I think I only
How well do you
haven't
know
talked to her
Elliot
since
Chen?
Not
that
very.
first introduction.
But I've noticed he has a very strange aura. Very dark around the edges. Odd for an artist, but then it's nowhere near as dark as Joy's. Her aura's a mess.
Why do you think that is?
She's hiding something. And she's hiding from something. Something very big and very dark. Plus, she eats way too many carbs. To say nothing of pencils.
I found something underneath the carousel that looks like it might be a remote control device.
Oh, I'd like to see it. Interesting. I looked under there. Wonder how I missed it. May I have this?
Actually, I'd kind of like to keep it.
Suit yourself.
I got your soldering gun from Elliot and fixed that card reader. Does he borrow your tools a lot?
Very rarely. He's not exactly a mechanical genius.
I understand that you know the man who got hurt in that roller coaster accident. Lance Huffington?
I've talked to him. I don't really know him.
How did you meet him?
Look, what are you getting at?
I was just wondering if maybe you and he are in cahoots.
Are you
No, because she
suggesting
comes
that he and I
clean
planned
saying
the
it just like
accident?
that,
He
matter
gets
of
on the
factly.
coaster, I shut off the power. He cries whiplash and gives me half of whatever he gets from the lawsuit. Interesting theory. Unfortunately, it's totally wrong. I called him to tell him to rub his neck 3 times a day with witch hazel and lavender. If his neck is really injured, that will cure it. Why are you so eager to accuse me of something?
Are you really going to tell me that you can afford a $20,000 gold watch on the salary you earn working here at the park?
All right. I have been making money on the side, but it's not what you think. I've been helping someone design a roller coaster. I even let him borrow the blueprints for our coaster so he could study them, not steal them. I kept it secret because it could be construed as conflict of interest. This guy knows I'm taking a risk, so he pays me very well. Now, your turn. It's obvious that you've been nosing around in here. How did you get in?
Well, it seems that one of the security guards has been doing a little extracurricular surveillance work.
Harlan. I knew it bugged him that this place was off limits, but spying on me? That guy's got a real problem. As for you, I'd appreciate it if you would kindly remove your nice and deficient little self from my office. I have work to do.
Alright, let's go. I also need this, so I'll put in the tokens. Oh, yeah, I gotta press the item and then put in the tokens.
That sounds right. I should go play this for Miles. Any luck? I think we're all set. I know the tune, and I've got a harmonica.
Play it for Miles and see what happens.
My oral sensors are ready. Suck it to me. Hooray!
I remember that song. I did ride the carousel. Over and over and over. Always the same horse. Always the same black horse.
You loved the carousel, and you loved one horse in particular. It was not the lead horse, and it was not spectacular, but you loved it, Joy. What was its name?
I can't remember.
Do you know the name?
Of course I do. I am Miles, the Magnificent Memory Machine. However, I am not programmed to continue unless and until you remember the name of that horse. You loved it so much that your mother bought it for you.
She was the one who bought the horse off the carousel? That's interesting. The park must have a record of that transaction.
I haven't seen it, but you're right. It must be around here somewhere.
I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
I really appreciate your help.
Yes, and it's right in here.
Mind if I do a little more snooping?
Go ahead and look around. Excuse all the clutter. I'm still trying to get this place organized.
But it's not just any...
Looks like stenography. It's a memo about one of the carousel horses being sold. I wonder which horse.
So we are going to have to call Bess and George for help on this matter. I know what the name is, but I just want to show you guys how to do it. Okay, okay, I'm gonna call now.
Hello? Hey, Bess, it's Nancy.
Oh, hey, Nancy.
Whoa, you were obviously hoping I was someone else.
A guy, obviously.
Okay, so who is he and where'd you meet him?
Oh, Nancy, his name's Matt, and he is so cute. He works the concession stand at the movie theater in the mall. A cute guy with an endless supply of gummy bears and butter flavoring. Right at his fingertips. We're talking major crush.
Hey, George, good, you're there too.
Barely. I almost got caught standing between Bess and the phone just now. When it rings, she's like a one-woman cattle stampede.
What happened to caller ID, Bess?
My parents yanked it. She wouldn't pick up when it was some loser she didn't want to talk to. Her mother got tired of hearing the phone ring all the time. Not all those calls were from losers. Sometimes I was playing hard to get. Anyway, how are things at the amusement park?
I need you guys to do something for me. I found some stenography notes that I'd really like to translate. Only I don't know shorthand.
Say no more. We'll do some research and get right back to you. We will? I barely know how to spell stenography, let alone research it. We'll call you when we're through. We can do this, Bess. What is with all this we stuff?
Catch you guys later.
Keep in touch. Keep up the good work.
Okay, let me go places while I wait for them to call. Okay.
Hello? Hi, Nance. We found some stuff on stenography. Oh, so now it's we, huh? Okay, George found most of it. Surprise, surprise. But I helped. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. So go back to the hotel and check your laptop. We emailed a little tutorial to you. But you gotta promise to let us know what the note you translate says. I promise. Thanks again, you guys.
Okay, okay, it's in here. Oh, and look at this, another tip. All the kinds of awards you could get. Pretty much always I get the Puzzle Master. Okay, I am not going to spend time trying to type in the answers here to these notes, but I'm just showing you what it looks like to try to figure it out. I don't know how long it took me to figure it out when I first played this, but... Oh, here's another tip. Oh, that will probably come in handy at the end of the game, this tip. Okay, so the name of the horse is Glory.
The name of the carousel horse is Glory. Hello?
This is Luis Guerra
Okay.
with the State Board of Parole. I understand you have some questions concerning Harlan Bishop.
Right. Hi. Yes, for starters, could you tell me what prison he was in?
He served 30 months in Bayside State Prison for check kiting and forgery. He was paroled 5 weeks ago.
Was he ever at New Jersey State Prison?
No, ma'am.
Did he ever have a cellmate named Chaz Dunning?
No, ma'am. As far as I know, Harlan is a security guard at Captain's Cove amusement park.
Okay, so
Now, do all these questions mean
that
you know
clears
something
him
about him that
for
I don't?
not being the thief.
No, that's pretty much what I
And
know,
sometimes
too.
Well, I hope I've been
I can play the game without
yeah,
ever
you
getting
did
the call
help.
from
Thank you.
Good day, then.
from
Bye.
Luis Guerra, but it depends on the order in which I do things in the game. So that could be random and you may not even get it at all, but let's tell Joy what we
And
found.
I know the name of that carousel horse your mother bought you. Glory.
Glory. That's right. Glory. My mother gave him to me for my birthday. My 4th birthday. She died in a car accident that very night.
How awful. No wonder you forgot how much you love the carousel. It would have reminded you of your mother.
I hated the park after my mother died. I hated the carousel, and I hated that horse. I blamed it for what happened to my mother. I had my father destroy it.
But your father did not destroy it. Instead, he stored it. He hoped that someday, with the help of Miles, the magnificent memory machine, you would come to terms with your past. And because that is what you are doing, here is the third and final riddle. Ask Tink for the book you and I used to read about Kessler and Amelia So Kind. Give her nickname a spin on spook number 10. Then the brass prize arrange on its forearm so strange. And something long lost and cherished you'll find.
Tink's the guy who runs the carousel. Let's give him a call. I've got his number.
No. Nancy, I did something terrible. I turned the power off to the roller coaster and caused the accident that shut down the park. I blamed Miss Santos for my father's death, just like I blamed that horse for what happened to my mother. I feel horrible. Keep going without me, Nancy. I have to go see Ms. Santos and apologize.
Alright, so at least we've finished the riddles. So let's call Tink ourselves.
This is Dave.
Hi, it's Nancy Drew. Did you land that fish?
I don't want to talk about it. May I answer your question?
According to the late Daryl Trent, you have a book about Rolf Kessler and his wife.
Not anymore, I don't.
You don't have it?
Bill Trent was kind of an oddball, you know what I mean? So when he gave me the book, I said I'd hang on to it just for humor. As soon as he died, I pitched it.
You threw it out? You mean in the garbage?
He said it was a book he and his kid used to read. But hey, Bill Trent was dead. I never met the kid, and the book was boring. So what was the point?
I need to find out Amelia's nickname.
Who's Amelia?
Oh, never mind.
Sorry.
I'm curious. Who do you think stole that horse off the carousel?
Kids. Staring at each other, doing stupid kid stuff. Maybe somebody just liked the way old Nightshade looked and wanted him for himself. I don't know.
Nightshade?
That was its name. Nightshade. Kessler gave all of his horses names, painted them on their bridles.
Have fun fishing.
Oh, I will.
That's exactly what I love to do myself. Before I forget though, I have the paper yo-yo, so let's get that letter up there.
The ballroom? That's what was converted into the haunted house. So, there was a door to Kessler's workshop by the radiator in what's now the haunted house.
We can still find it out though. Let's call Anton Sukov.
Zukov?
My name is Nancy Drew. I saw the article you wrote about Rolf Kessler in the Collector's Hot Sheet magazine.
That was several months back, but go on.
Well, seeing as you're pretty much an expert on Kessler as well as carousels, I was hoping you could answer a question for me.
I'd be delighted.
Would you happen to know the nickname Rolf Kessler gave his wife, Amelia?
Of course I do. At least, I thought I did. It was an Austrian term of endearment, rather common. Oh, come on, Anton, think. Spazi. That was it. Spazi. S-P-A-T-Z-I. He always called her Spazi.
Did you by any chance hear about the horse that was stolen off the carousel at Captain's Cove Amusement Park in New Jersey? It was one of the carousels that Kessler carved.
Yes, I did. And I thought, how odd. Because, you see, I'd gotten a call from someone about a month prior to that asking me how much I thought one of those horses would be worth.
Really? Do you have any idea who it was that called?
None whatsoever. He never gave me his name, nor did he say where he was calling from. The thought that I may have actually encouraged someone to mutilate a work of art. Oh.
How much would a horse from a Kessler carousel be worth?
Depending on its condition, whether it's an inside horse or an outside horse, whether it's the lead horse, anywhere from $80,000 to well over $100,000.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
Yes, it is. But Kessler carved horses for only 5 carousels in his lifetime. So not only is each horse exquisitely beautiful, but it's very rare, especially if it's the lead horse.
The lead horse?
The outside horse, just behind the chariot, the place where you can sit instead of ride. It's traditionally the most ornately carved horse on the carousel, hence the most valuable.
Did you hear about how the carousel at Captain's Cove is now allegedly haunted because one of the horses was stolen?
Yes, what a wonderfully romantic piece of nonsense.
Do you have any idea why someone would be going to the trouble of making the carousel turn on and off by itself?
As a matter of fact, I do. I think that someone wants publicity. Whoever stole the horse wants people to know that it's gone so that when he or she goes to sell it, there will be a whole slew of eager buyers.
But we're talking about stolen property. Are you saying people would willingly buy something they know was stolen?
We're talking about the black market, my dear. Great works of art get stolen by thieves and bought by less than scrupulous collectors all the time.
If someone did steal that horse off the carousel in order to make money off of it, what would be his or her next move? How would they go about selling it?
Well, the thief would probably get a middleman to set up a bidding war between several buyers in order to get the highest price. The internet comes in very handy in such matters.
Thanks for all the info.
Glad to help.
All right. Well, that's where Nightshade was. Just right behind the chariot. That's the lead horse. I guess that one was stolen because the lead horse might be worth the most. Let's go back to the haunted house and see what we can find now that, since we've read that letter. Well, and look at that, we use that for it, but we don't have the key.
Hey, Nance, what's going on?
I noticed you have a Poppy Dada.
We met at an art show last year. She insisted I take that piece home with me. She'd never admit it, but she thinks I'm hot.
I found this strange hidden door in the haunted house. Problem is, it's locked. Do you have any idea what's behind it?
Ask Joy. That nutty professor father of hers always had these little secret projects going in the park, even after he sold his interest. Miss Santos didn't have the heart to boot him out.
I found this receipt on the floor. Looks like you bought a lot of basswood recently.
I'll take that, thank you.
I have a theory. Someone stole that carousel horse, then made it look like the carousel was haunted, so the publicity would make the horse worth more on the black market.
I'd be impressed, except for one thing. No amount of publicity can change the fact that the stolen horse was not carved by Rolf Kessler.
The thing is, I just found out who bought the carousel horse that was replaced years ago. The horse that was stolen was definitely not the one that had been replaced.
Well, then I guess I stand corrected.
All that wood you recently ordered, what did you say it was for?
Okay, if you want to know the truth, I was going to try my hand at carving a carousel horse to replace the stolen one. I didn't want to tell anybody in case I stank at it.
Why would you need several tails if you're just carving one horse?
You know, Nance, I've got a lot of work to do. And much as I love our little gab fests, my work just ain't getting done. So I'm afraid, as of now, this chat room is closed. Bye-bye.
Will Nancy Drew please report to the security office?
Oh, I'm going to the wrong place.
I stepped out for a second, and when I came back, somebody left this envelope on my desk. Looks like it's for you. Got your name on it anyway.
There's nothing inside but a key. Maybe it opens that door in the haunted house.
Here, let me toss that envelope for you. I want to apologize for jumping all over you like that before. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that I would have done just what you did. No hard feelings?
No hard feelings. It's locked.
Oh, there's the
Looks like
spook.
It's been red tagged.
It's missing an arm.
The arm is missing. Maybe these stairs go down to Kessler's workshop.
There's the pliers that Ingrid was missing. But
what was that?
Yikes. Oh, and if that fell on Nancy, yes, another trip to being booted off the case.
Oops, no power. Better not take the tag until I fix this.
Hello, Nancy. How goes it?
Did you know that the man who carved the carousel horses had a workshop under what's now the haunted house?
How appropriate, considering Kessler's belief in the supernatural and all.
I heard some strange sounds the last time I was in there. They seem to be coming from below.
That's odd. I've been doing a lot of work in there lately, and I haven't heard any strange noises. So either your ears are better than mine, or your imagination is.
Here's your pliers. I found them in the haunted house behind a hidden door, which led to a booby trap.
I told you mine were missing. Maybe somebody found them and left them by that door on purpose. I don't know. But they prove nothing, I do know that.
There's a dummy in the haunted house that's been red tagged. It's missing an arm. Any chance it'll be up and running again in the near future?
Got the arm right here. Just needed a battery. That's one of the dummies Joy Trent's father created. Probably why the circuitry is so bizarre. It works though, so just reattach it. You'll need pliers.
And she gives us the pliers back.
Oh, and don't forget to take the red tag back to Spy Master Bishop.
Thanks for your help.
Remember, niacin.
Oops, no power.
Oh yeah, we can't do it yet until we have the turn back on.
That looks tight enough.
Let's take this back to Harlan.
I need to take this red tag back to Harlan.
Hey, Nancy, what's up?
I found an old letter in the gear room of the carousel. It was written by the guy who carved all the horses, Rolf Kessler. Is it okay if I keep it?
As far as I'm concerned, I'll mention it to Miss Santos, see what she says.
I found some kind of electronic device under the carousel. I'm pretty sure someone has been turning the carousel on and off at night by remote control.
Why would somebody want to do that? Whatever you found was probably just some kind of toy that fell out of some kid's pocket.
Could you please turn the juice back on to the dummy in the haunted house that Ingrid was fixing? Here's the tag.
You've really got the system down, don't you? I'll just flip the switch and you'll be good to go.
Kessler used to have a workshop under what's now the haunted house. Have you ever been down there?
I didn't even know there was a down there.
So you don't know anything about the hidden door in the room that has the old radiator in it?
Sure don't. Never heard any of the other guards say anything about it either.
I'll see you around.
Go get 'em.
Alright, now let's go back to the haunted house. Woo, now it's all lit up. Now we can enter Spotsy. Alright, that's what the brass ring we got at the beginning is for, this purpose. Now we can find Kessler's workshop.
That must be
And
glory.
it's glory.
Yeah, these stairs sure don't feel very safe.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, these must be jewels from that jewel heist. A letter. Joy's father must have left it for her. My dearest Joy, I hope Miles and his riddles have helped you remember how much you adored this horse and how dearly you loved the woman who gave it to you. I found this picture of her years ago, but I didn't want to give it to you until I knew you were ready. She loved you more than anything, Joy. We both did, Dad. P.S. If you want to see where Glory was carved, look for Kessler's symbol on the wall. I could never spend a lot of time in there. Very strange vibes. That must be Joy's mother. She was beautiful.
Alright, remember the tip about taking something to distract the bad guy at the end?
I should probably take
Well,
these
maybe these will come in handy for that purpose. Alright.
So much for the
Well,
stairs.
yeah, it's like you can only go through here.
So this was Kessler's workshop.
That must be Nightshade.
I'll bet that's the carousel horse that was stolen.
And looks like forgeries are being
Somebody's
made.
been making reproductions. or should I say forgeries,
and starting bidding wars on them. Well, remember we found Elliot had purchased all that wood and had those horsetails. Yep, Elliot's our guy. And it turns out he's really behind in his work because he's trying to work quickly to make these forgeries, as you can see here. He's trying to work hard to make them, and yet it's taking him longer than he should. And that's why he's behind in his work. So now we go out. There he is.
Nancy, Nancy, Nancy. What have you done?
it's what you've done. You stole the horse, you fabricated the whole Haunted Carousel thing to increase its value, and now you're making not just one forgery, but several.
You think?
You let everyone believe you were just a hopeless procrastinator. But this is the real reason you're behind in your work, isn't it?
Right on all counts. Unfortunately, you're not going to get to tell anyone else. Ever.
No, wait. Look what I have. They're diamonds. Real diamonds. Someone stole them 23 years ago and stashed them in the park.
Well, well, little icing on the cake.
Yeah, so you want them? Here you go.
That's right. You want them? Here.
Ouch! Hey!
I've got to get out of here. I'm trapped. I've got to get out of here.
I've got you, Nancy. You're cornered. You might as well give up.
Oh, I forgot to mention earlier, see what it says, oh joy, that's it, this is it. Obviously alluding to Joy herself. Well, no worries. We got it, showed it by putting on the brass ring. Let's just take it off. And there it goes. Send him hurling backwards.
As soon as I get out of here, I'm going to call the police, Elliot. So don't bother making plans for tonight.
For the next 10 years.
Dear Ned, after trapping Elliot, I managed to pry the exit open and had Harlan call the police. Elliot admitted to stealing the carousel horse and planting the remote control device. He knew that publicity from the hauntings would increase the value of his forgeries. Needless to say, he's gone back to not liking me.
Not too
Harlan,
bad.
on the other hand, adores me now, because not only did he share the credit for busting Elliot, but his sudden fame brought him 3 job offers. He's staying on at Captain's Cove out of loyalty to Paula, but he's happy knowing that being an ex-con will probably never be an issue for him again. As for Ingrid, she promptly attributed Elliot's bad behavior to a deficiency in some mineral I couldn't pronounce. And Joy, when I gave her the picture of her mother, she started smiling and has yet to stop. Inventing Miles was the best thing her late father could have done for her. In fact, when I went to the park to say goodbye just now, she wasn't in her office. She was riding the carousel.
She wants to recapture those old memories, I guess. And how much she loved the carousel and the music from that role that I played. Okay, so this is the first game in the series in which you can get a possibility of the different awards from Sassy Detective. And here's what I get, what I always get. Not that I'm unhappy with the result, but it's just, I always get Puzzle Master when I play this, or Danger on Deception Island. Okay, so here we have the preview for the next game, Danger on Deception Island.
I'm leaving here and flying directly to the Pacific Northwest for some much-needed R&R. George, I just got off the phone with that marine biologist friend of yours. She insisted I stay with her, and she even said she'd take me whale watching on the tour boat she owns. Anyway, thanks for arranging this little vacation, you two. 1 whole week of peace, quiet, and sitting around doing nothing. This is gonna be awesome. Bye!
Nancy drew on a quiet vacation, as if... Italicize that. Alright. And so that's it for this full walkthrough of the Haunted Carousel. I hope, again, you guys enjoyed it. As I hope you've been enjoying the other videos and will hopefully enjoy my future videos of these other games to come. Oh, listen to that music. It's so fitting for the atmosphere. It's so carnival-like, or fitting for a carnival, circus, or an amusement park, as we know this setting for the setting of this game. But it just I don't know, just something about it sounds so fitting for an atmosphere like a carnival. So along with Ghost Dogs and Moon Lake, even though this isn't one of my favorites, this was definitely one of the easiest for me to play and solve. I think I solved this in just like 2 days, maybe. I mean, sure, it took a little more trying and work time with puzzles like the Stenography, but no, it wasn't. Other than that, this was definitely one of the easiest games for me to solve, as was Ghost Dogs and Moon Lake, based on how many days they take me and what the difficulty of the puzzles. But I faced more challenging puzzles than that, and even in the later games are just some close to it, but not my favorite, but still entertaining for me. When I get to ones that are my least favorites, then I'll mention out loud if they are or not. Okay, so here we are at the very end, and so this finally concludes my walkthrough of the Haunted Carousel. Hope you guys enjoyed it and are enjoying my other videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.